Welcome to Her Handmade Hustle Unplugged, a podcast for all women with a creative business who want to learn more about how to make money doing something they love. I'm Joanne Pearce, a female entrepreneur myself, 15 years experience running my own handmade stationery business, Vintage Twee. I'm an established seller on two of the biggest handmade marketplaces, so I've got a whole load of advice to share about how to start and run your own successful creative business. I'm also a wife and a mother, so I get the struggles of trying to do it all while you're raising a family. It's hard. Alongside running Vintage Twee, I'm also a mentor for other women like me who desperately want to work for themselves but just need that bit of support to get going and get their business dream off the ground. I'm a friendly northerner, I'm open and honest with a huge heart and a real fighting spirit, and I'm living proof that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to, even in the face of adversity. This podcast celebrates the selflessness, strength, and resilience of women in business. So if you're ready to ditch the 9-to-5 and learn how to start your own successful creative business, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome to the Her Handmade Hustle Unplugged podcast. I had an impromptu week off from recording last week because we had this massive spring clean in our house and we'd hired a skip just to get rid of all the crap that we've accumulated over the last 8 years, which was a lot. It was quite embarrassing. I kept bagging stuff up so the neighbours couldn't see exactly what we were chucking away. It was really funny. So I wanted to get our money's worth out of the skip and therefore didn't have time to record an episode. So I apologise. But it was all in the name of a good cause, and that was my sanity, because both my house and my head are much clearer now. So let's get down to today's episode. We're talking all about comfort, or more accurately, being uncomfortable. Because when you run your own business, it's a feeling that you have to get familiar with. And you have to accept that for 99% of the time that you're doing this, you're going to feel uncomfortable. It's the nature of the beast. You're going to question yourself. Who am I to run a business? Like, what do I even know? You're going to question everyone around you. Do they believe in me? What will they think if I fail? Get used to feeling this way, right? Because honestly, that never changes, trust me. So we're talking today about this concept of comfort, and particularly something that I like to call the comfort trap, which is this idea that a lot of entrepreneurs are just stuck, like not going forward and not particularly going backwards either, but just stuck. Maybe you've been making the same amount of money for the past couple of years and you just don't know how to make more. Maybe you're doing the same craft fairs and markets year in and year out because you know that you're maybe going to make at least 10 sales from your usual customers who always show up. So you've got that security of knowing that you're going to break even at least, yeah? Or maybe it's something as simple as avoiding putting your face on social media because you hate it and you're worried what everyone else is going to think of your grey hair or your wonky teeth or your double chin, which no one cares about those things, by the way, and I worry about all of them. So many entrepreneurs are not getting anywhere because they're avoiding discomfort because it just feels scary and unfamiliar, doesn't it? Well, it will do. It's a feeling that doesn't sit well with us as human beings by default. Right? We don't like the unexpected. Anything that pushes us outside of what we're used to, it's going to make us feel uncomfortable. Like, just ask my daughter, right? She's a bloody expert in it. She finds any kind of change extremely traumatic, right? And if you've heard my episodes before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I've given a few examples, but we've had a right week here, I'm telling you. There's been a number of traumas in my daughter's world this week. And the main one was that her favourite boots, in fact, possibly the only boots that she'll actually wear, they broke the other night. So the soles come off and she wears these boots for school day in, day out, So as you can imagine, I anticipated a massive problem for when the morning came and it was time to put these boots on because they were broke. So after an hour or so of consoling her, pardon the pun, before bed, I agreed reluctantly to her wearing the only other pair of boots which she has, which she'll wear at weekends, and it's these pink patent jazzy things for school the next day. Right? Just so I could get her to bed and stop the tears. Because they're not supposed to wear anything other than black shoes or black boots for school, are they? But I thought, what the hell, right? She's 5. Plus, the teacher can deal with it once she's past the threshold and into the classroom, at which point I'll just bugger off at lightning speed out the playground. Anyway, the pink boots had been agreed upon after an hour and a half of negotiations and all sorts. Great, fabulous. Good night, Eden. See you in the morning. Right, so in the meantime, she's waking throughout the night to check every couple of hours that the pink boots are still part of the deal and she can actually wear them to school. To which, of course, I say, yes, it's fine, go back to sleep. All is fine, stop worrying, Mum's got this. Right, morning comes, 2 minutes before we're about to leave the house for school. Where the hell are the pink boots? I couldn't find them anywhere. I am searching high and low for these bloody boots, right? She's panicking, crying in the corner. Oh, you promised me I could wear the pink boots. And I'm like, I know, I'm trying to find them. Just give me a minute. Right? So my head's spinning. Then I remembered the last time that she wore them was on the way back from shopping. And she took them off in my husband's car. So, of course, he'd gone to work in the car. One day, he wasn't bloody working from home. Honestly, it's typical. So, cue meltdown number 2, shit, right? By this point, I was ready to send her in her slippers, I'm telling you. In the end, I managed to convince her to wear these shitty little white slip-ons that fall off every time she takes a step, but she likes them, and they're shoes. So, I whipped them on her, and out the door we go, late as always. And then I went online and ordered another pair of boots that my sister recommended and saved the day with for next day delivery. So that was that. The new boots coming tomorrow morning. Anyway, when she got home, she told me that she'd had the worst day ever, right? The shoes were absolutely biz. That got that from my dad, not me. One of them flung off in the dinner hall, but luckily Freya, her friend, went and got it for her because Eden was too scared to get up. Good old Freya, thank God for you. So I'm sat there feeling like the worst mother in the world. And she goes off, playing as normal. The next minute, she goes behind the sofa to pick up one of her toys that she just chucked there in protest that morning when I couldn't find the sodding pink boots. And what was behind there? The sodding pink boots. I kid you not. They were there all that time behind the sofa. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, this is a daily occurrence in our house, and I have become an expert at navigating change, not only with 5-year-olds, but with business owners too, and helping them move through these feelings of discomfort and making them feel more comfortable. But today we are getting uncomfortable, and we're going to be talking all about comfort zones, the danger of staying comfortable and how to embrace discomfort, even if you don't like it, right? We have to make acquaintances with it as small business owners. And much more than that, we're going to be going even further and looking not only at the comfort trap, but also the reassurance trap. Constantly seeking validation for everything that you do or decide. Why do we do this? And how is it affecting the growth of our business? And it's massively, you'll see. And then finally, we're going to be taking some action. So you leave that comfort zone today, no excuses, and you start moving your business forward. All right, let's start with the big lie that is comfort zones. The name itself is warm and familiar and lovely and safe, isn't it? Comfort is everything to us. It's what we need to keep our nervous system balanced and in a state of harmony, and it's important for our mental health. We've all got our comforters, things that chill us out or make us feel at peace again. And mine are having a hot brew in my hand, being at home. I like getting under a blanket on the sofa and watching a dating programme. I'm obsessed with dating programmes. I absolutely love them. Don't know what it is. I love feeling the spring breeze coming through the window when I'm lying on the bed. I love enjoying a piece of sourdough toast slathered in butter. Some of our comforters are good for us, some not so much. Like maybe you find your comfort at the bottom of a bottle of wine. No judgment here, trust me. Or in the chocolate aisle at Aldi, right? A lot of us also had comforters when we were babies. I had a little teddy called Bala that went everywhere with me, a little bell in his ear so everyone could hear me coming. My daughter has him now actually. He's all mangled and he's probably growing a science experiment inside this stuffing, which is like 41 years old. But comfort is good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with comfort. But comfort zones are totally different. The name of them themselves suggests that they are good for us. The title itself just says that, doesn't it? It's got the word comfort in it. So they can only be good for us, right? Wrong. So comfort zones are where it all goes wrong, in life and in business. Comfort zones are actually the silent killer of success, because when you're comfortable, you are not growing. And if you're not growing, you're stuck. We could all stay exactly where we are, doing the same thing, day in, day out, never taking a risk, never pushing ourselves outside of what we know. But why? Why would we do that? There's a whole world of possibilities out there just waiting for you. If only you would just step outside of that comfort zone and find out. I want to give you an example here of how you are the only thing that is limiting yourself by staying in your comfort zone. Now, you might have heard of this, or you may not have done, but next time you're in the garden, I want you to do something for me. I did this with my daughter Eden the other day, and it's fascinating. And it illustrates this point perfectly. All right, so I want you to find an ant on the pavement or the path and get a piece of chalk, which you'll have a lot of if you've got a 5-year-old, all scattered around our garden. And I want you to draw a large circle around the ant. Now, you've got to be quick because they move fast, don't they? Now, once you've done that, I want you to sit back and watch what the ant does. It stays in the circle. Like every time it comes to the border of the circle, it stops. It's like, what the hell is that? And it turns around and it goes another direction. And it does the same when it gets to the other side. It stops at the border and it goes, can't go that way either. And it turns around and goes in another direction. Every time it comes to the border of the circle, it stops, it turns around, and it goes in another direction. It won't leave. It's so comfortable in this zone that it just keeps going round and around because it won't take the chance to step outside of the circle. It can't see what's beyond the circle, so it won't even try because it sees it as too risky. But eventually it works it out and it goes outside of the circle. It takes some time, but it does it. It moves over that chalk boundary that you drew and it sets itself free. But imagine that you were that ant and you're inside that circle, that safe zone, never crossing the boundary. Like, how limiting is that? So a comfort zone is actually more like a trap, and they can cost us dearly when it comes to our businesses. And they're often the reason why so many small businesses fail. So how many of you listening out there are feeling stuck in your business? Like, no matter what you do, nothing works. So there's no point in doing anything differently because you've tried it all before and it's basically never going to happen and you're destined to fail. So you might as well continue what you're doing already because at least it's safe and you know it. And that might be working 9 to 5 in the week and doing a few craft fairs or markets at the weekend. Or it might be uploading a few products to your Etsy shop when you can be asked and doing a couple of half-hearted social media posts in between cooking the tea and doing the online shop. Yeah, sound familiar? Trust me, I know. I've been there countless times. The other night, actually. I was right there at the forefront of it. Well, we've just drawn that circle around ourselves by even thinking these thoughts and thinking that there's no point. We stopped ourselves from even attempting to venture outside of that safe zone because who knows what's beyond it? Failure? Humiliation? Death? No. In the ant's case, it was just the rest of the garden path. Right? To him, it was freedom. In our case, as small business owners, it's endless possibilities. Like, realistically, there's not a pit of burning lava that we're going to fall into if we go outside, right? There's no sniper on the roof ready to take us out with one fatal shot. No. Comfort zones are bullshit because they aren't helping us by keeping us safe. No. What they are actually doing is hindering us by keeping us in this prison, this self-imposed prison, which is putting limits on our abilities and our potential. But remember, just like the ant in the circle, it's all an illusion. There's actually no physical barrier that's stopping you from moving outside of this comfort zone. It's all in your mindset. When it comes to running your own business, there is a real danger in staying comfortable. And you have to ask yourself this quite frequently, are you really building the business that you want? Or are you just building this illusion of progress by staying comfortable? Because if you're doing the latter, you're missing out. You're missing out on opportunities, unrealised potential, and the chance to really make your business a success. So let's look at what this actually looks like in the day-to-day running of your business. How can you tell if your business is stagnating? Oh, it's a horrible word, isn't it? Nobody wants to stagnate anything, do they? Right? But how can you tell if you're just there, comfortable? So it might look a bit like this. Maybe you've had a lack of sales for some time now. Things maybe just aren't moving as quick as you'd like, and you're starting to get a bit fed up with it all. So you aren't trying as hard. Maybe you're not taking risks. Not like gambling your house away or anything to that extremity, but I'm talking about like trying a new outlet for your products, or maybe spending 50 quid on some new materials to make that product that you know is going to be popular and sell. Maybe you're avoiding difficult conversations, like approaching someone that you want to work with, or emailing that magazine that you've always wanted to be in to ask them to feature you. Or maybe like avoiding going along to a networking meeting to see if there's a chance of a possible collaboration with somebody who might be able to help you grow your business. Or it could even just be with your partner, like telling them how much you want to do this. So you're cutting back your hours in your full-time job so you can work on your business. And it means one less takeaway for you both a month. Yeah? An awkward conversation that you don't want to have. Maybe you're waiting until things feel right or perfect. Well, I'll tell you now, you'll be waiting a long bloody time. It's like when you say you're waiting for the right time to have a baby or change jobs or move house. Yes, fair enough. There are better times to do these life-changing things, of course. Yeah, but there's never a right time. The stars are never going to be perfectly aligned. You just have to go for it. Because the truth is, if it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable to some degree, you're doing it wrong. It feels like when you're just coasting, yeah? You're just getting by rather than thriving. It's this just enough mentality, isn't it? The mindset that if we're making enough money to survive and pay the bills, we're good with that, that's okay. That might be enough for you, and that's great if it is. Like maybe you're like me and you want more, and that's fine too. But in order to get this, you have to push beyond the limits of what feels safe. And if you're feeling discomfort about doing new things and trying things that you might not have tried before, then this is good, and it's the growth that you need. So, how can we get comfortable with this unsettling feeling? Because it's not nice, is it? It doesn't sit well with us. It doesn't feel right. It makes our belly ache sometimes. It gives us a headache. It keeps us awake at night. You know, the stress and the worry can be uncontrollable. Well, you do need a lot of pairs of big girl pants when you run your own business. I say yes to a lot of things that make me feel uncomfortable because I don't want to miss an opportunity that might change the landscape for me if I were to say no. So honestly, I agree to stuff all the time. And that's not to say I don't get unsettled or nervous or worried about what I've signed up to do. Of course I do. You know, I'm human. I mean, I'm always saying yes and thinking, what the hell have you just agreed to, Joanne? A massive part of entrepreneurship is about constantly stepping into the unknown. That you are supposed to feel nervous, uncertain, and even scared because those are your cues to move forward. They're your signs, if you like. It's as close as you're going to get to a godly force telling you at least. Because no one else is going to give you the green light. That is on you. So you have to be able to recognise it. I'll give you an example. I'm working on a new event at the moment with a colleague. She's another knackered mum from school. We get on really well. And she's got that same entrepreneur spark as me. She's got that same drive and quest for success. It must be in her blood as well. Anyway, she approached me a few weeks ago and she asked if I wanted to develop a new idea with her. And this idea is a speed networking event for business owners. So think speed dating, but for businesses, right? We're both fed up of attending these dull, pointless networking events, yeah, full of awkward small talk, people you'll never see again, you know, those that are totally the wrong fit for your business. Like, who has got the time to waste just turning up at these events in the vain hope that you're going to meet someone who's got the same drive and motivation and determination to succeed in business as you, and has a business that is totally relevant and complementary to what you do, and it'll just be the best collaboration ever? Like, it's unlikely, isn't it? So say you're a florist, yeah, and you're hoping to meet a really enthusiastic owner of a beautiful bridal boutique who's going to recommend your services to all their brides and beyond. It doesn't happen, does it? And you end up leaving bitterly disappointed. You're more likely to turn up and you've got bloody Fred the Butcher sat having a pint in the corner who's retiring anyway in 6 months and he's only coming for the free food. Or you end up giving your card out to someone who you know is going to be a right pain in the arse and you'd never work with her in a million years, but it's the only way to get rid of her. And then you spend the next 2 years trying to ghost her. We've all been there. Anyway, we've decided to mix up the networking scene a bit and we're planning this speed event where we're making sure the people who are attending have got something in common and are genuinely going to benefit from working together. Yeah, the aim is to find people their perfect business match. And I absolutely love putting on events, and I've done a few before, plus it ties in perfectly with the work that I do for Her Handmade Hustle, working with entrepreneurs. So, of course, I said yes. So we've been planning the itinerary for this event, and my colleague approached me and she asked me to do a motivational speech, during the event, just to inspire the attendees, tell them a little bit about my business journey, make them feel better about their own lives with my shit show over the past few years. Overcoming adversity. Like, have I done anything like this before? Have I hell? Like, did I agree to do it? Of course I did. Like, God knows why. I'll probably regret it and I'll end up looking like a total tit in front of like 20 plus women. But a lot of people might look at me and go, God, she's so confident. Like, I could never do that. She looks so comfortable doing this. Well, truth is, I am not that confident or comfortable at all. In fact, quite the opposite. I've been really uncomfortable the past few years in so many ways, physically, emotionally, financially. Like, physically, I'm not comfortable in my own skin anymore since my risk reducing surgeries. Like, literally, I have pretty much been in pain for 365 days in a row now. My scars hurt a lot. Everything feels tight and sore constantly. I'm getting joint pains and headaches and UTIs since being launched into instant menopause, when they took my ovaries out. I'm not comfortable with how I look aesthetically. My shape has changed. None of my clothes fit. I've got random lumps and bumps from the numerous scars that stick out. I've got no nipples. Though I will have some highly realistic substitutes next month when I'm going to see the most amazing medical tattooist who does these 3D areola tattoos. Who knew that was a thing, right? Well, it is. But she's going to give me that part of my identity back. Emotionally, I'm not comfortable with my body from a functional perspective. After my sister's shock breast cancer diagnosis last year, even after having all of this preventative surgery, she's still got it. It's like I don't trust my body anymore. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. And financially, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. Things have been pretty shit with business, and especially for myself because I've been off. I've been off for the best part of a year, and we're dealing with the fallout of that now and probably for the next couple of years, I'd imagine. But, and here's the big but, am I letting these uncomfortable feelings stop me from the possibility of something amazing happening? No way, right? I won't let it. I'm going to stand up there at this event and face this uncomfortable feeling head on. Because once you've done it and you're out the other side, there is a feeling of pride for yourself that is like nothing else in the world. It is so liberating. But in the meantime, how do you welcome this discomfort? And how do you make it an ally rather than an enemy? Well, first of all, you've got to let it in. Don't push it away. It's there for a reason, and it's usually to push you in the direction that you need to go. You've got to understand that it's only temporary. Yeah, like anything, it won't last forever. And gradually, you'll get to that point where it just fades away and disappears and you won't feel it anymore. It's like when you're a new mum and you spend the first 6 months rocking in a corner saying to yourself, oh my God, what the hell have I done? Because you can't believe that you have to look after this little screaming human being 24 hours a day and worry about keeping it alive from now till eternity. And this is just your life now. But after a while, a long while in my case, admittedly, the uncomfortableness, it fades away and you just get used to it, don't you? You do it. And there comes a point when it doesn't feel that scary anymore. You adapt and you grow and you overcome the fear. And that is the thing about discomfort. It often leads to breakthroughs. You'll do stuff that you never thought possible as a result of it. One minute you're filled with dread, you're standing behind your stall at your first craft fair. Then fast forward 6 months later, you've got 6 more under your belt, you're on the PTA at school, securing your spot at every Christmas fair they hold from now until your kid leaves the joint. Like, we all know someone like this, don't we? Let's be honest. The best way to embrace this discomfort is to take some small steps every day towards whatever it is that's making you uneasy. Let's say you don't like putting your face on social media, right? You don't have to. You could get creative. You could get your kid to draw a picture of you and you could put that on instead with a few lines about yourself and what you do. Good idea, that, actually. I might do that. Or maybe you're scared to launch a new range because what if no one buys it? Or what if your biggest competitor copies you? Or you're worried that you've done something wrong, like you've broken a copyright law that you knew nothing about and you're going to get sued. Or maybe you forgot to put extra glue on that pet toy you just created, and what if you choke a customer's cat? My God, we could go on forever, couldn't we, without worrying? I just launched the damn product, I'm sure you're not going to choke someone's cat. And if you do, then you just have to declare bankruptcy and move to Spain or something. It's fine, right? But if launching the whole new range seems too uncomfortable, then start small. Release one new product from it. See how it feels. Get used to it. It's all progress and it all counts towards leading you to that breakthrough that you need to move forward. So we've talked about the comfort trap, yeah, but there's another trap out there which is waiting to trip you up if you are an entrepreneur. And it's there to stop you from getting out of that comfort zone. And that is the reassurance trap. How many of us constantly seek validation from others for something that we're doing? It could be from your friends, your family members, strangers on social media. I mean, actually, especially when it comes to social media. Like, my God, we take such offence, don't we, when we only get a certain number of likes on a post when we put it out there. And why are we so obsessed with getting everyone else's approval all the damn time? Why do we think we failed if we only get one like on our latest post? Or it means our new product or service offering is shit. All this searching for reassurance is not only draining and exhausting, it's totally unnecessary and it's slowing us down. Reassurance is the enemy of progress, I'm telling you. It keeps women stuck in a cycle of second-guessing themselves and all their business decisions. And it's not just in business, is it? Like, how many times have you asked a friend if the new top that you just bought suits you? I did it the other day. I sent the same message to 3 of my friends to ask for their opinion on this like maxi length skirt that I bought. I mean, it wasn't like it was a couture piece of clothing that I've just spent £1,000 on. I needed to know if it was worth the investment. No, it was like 20 quid from Tesco. But I was convinced that it didn't suit me, so I asked 3 other people. And they all said it did. But then I took it back anyway, because I wasn't happy with it. And it's the same when it comes to your business. How many people do you ask before you launch a new product if it's good enough? Would they buy it? Do they like the colour? Have you described it well enough? Got the price right? And so on and so on and so on. Do you find yourself just asking people's opinion on what you've written for social media before you post it? Like, when actually was the last time that you made a decision for your business on your own without asking one single person? I don't know when mine was, if I'm honest. It's certainly not recently. My head's been all over the place. I'm asking every poor bugger that stops to talk to me what they think of whatever it is that's in my brain at that time. The fact is, if you're waiting for everyone to always agree with your business decisions, you're never going to move forward. Right? Stop seeking permission to succeed because you don't need it. What you do need is to build up your own internal validation system. Yeah? What do I mean by that? This is a system that has got everything in it that you need to know that you can trust your instincts, you can feel confident and comfortable in your choices, and you're not relying on these external sources for approval. Support, yes, that's different. It's extremely helpful sometimes to ask people around you for support and feedback when you're unsure of something. I'm not saying that that isn't helpful. It is. It's just the difference is knowing your own mind. And if someone doesn't like one of your products or tells you maybe it's a bit expensive or that you should be sticking to what you know best and you're not trying something new, well, ignore them and go with your gut. It's your business. And if you want to do it because you like that product and that price is right for the amount of work you've put into it, and yes, it is a new style, but you want to embrace that change, then do it. Like, thank them for their advice and politely tell them to piss off under your breath. Yeah. You know what I do when I'm not sure of something I'm about to do? I ask myself this, okay? What would I do if no one was around watching or judging me? Would I launch that range of penis-shaped biscuits for hen parties? Yeah, probably. Because I won't be scared of what the other mums in the playground will think of me. If penis-shaped biscuits are your thing, stop what everyone else thinks. Make your decisions based on your vision and not on other people's comfort zones. Because you're getting out of yours. And remember that quote by the famous historian Laurel Thatcher Ulrich. She said, well-behaved girls rarely make history. And it is so true. So it's time, ladies. It's time to take some bold action. The next step you take should make you feel uncomfortable. And I'm not just talking about the level of discomfort you get when your knickers ride up your arse on the school run and you can't pull them out until you're home. Yeah. If we're using the knickers metaphor here, I'm talking about the kind of discomfort similar to when you're at the local trampoline park with your kids or your grandkids and you're bouncing like a madwoman on the trampoline, trying to be the fun mum or grandma. But then you have that moment of sheer terror when you realise that you didn't put your tinner lady on and your pelvic floor just gave way. Yeah, this level of discomfort. I want you to commit to one bold thing that is really going to challenge your comfort zone. I've recently done it, remember? Agreeing to give a speech at my speed networking event in a few weeks' time. I'm shit scared, of course I am, but I'm going to do it because it might open up some more doors for me and for Her Handmade Hustle. I might meet some amazing women who actually enjoy listening to me bumbling on and who say, yes, I need this woman in my life. And then boom, I've got another 5 ladies on board the Her Handmade Hustle Express train to business success. So choose something right here, right now, that you're going to do that will push you outside of that comfort zone. Create those penis biscuits. Do a live stream. Raise your prices. Book a call with me, like how I slipped that one in there. Try and reframe your fear as excitement because honestly, fear is just a sign that you're on the right track. If it doesn't scare you, even just a little bit, then you're too comfy. No more stretchy pants. Let's swap them for something with a waistband. I'm going to give you a comfort challenge right now. I want you to get a pen and notepad. And I want you to write 3 things down that are currently making you feel uncomfortable doing in your business. And I'm going to do it with you. I'll tell you mine while you find your pen and your paper, okay? Number 1, biggest thing that I feel uncomfortable with right now at the moment is telling people how much my business support sessions are. Even though they are unbeatable value, and I'm proud to be offering these affordable options for people who are just starting out in business because you know what? There aren't many out there. Number 2, I'm uncomfortable. This is a really weird one. I'm uncomfortable committing to ordering my business cards. Right? That sounds stupid, doesn't it? It makes me feel uncomfortable, not because I'm not planning to continue the business, but because I'm a perfectionist and I am utterly convinced that I've misspelt something on them, like I've typed tit instead of it. I've done that before, honestly I have, right? So I've been putting that off. And number 3, the third thing that's making me feel a bit uncomfortable at the moment is putting my offers out there. I mean, what if people copy me? It's taken me a long time to craft my business pick and mix support sessions, and I'm worried that people are going to steal the idea. It wasn't long ago that someone stole my name, Her Handmade Hustle, and I've had to deal with it. But yeah, it's making me feel uncomfortable. They're my 3 things, right? So once you have your 3 things written down, I want you to choose one of them only and commit to doing something about it immediately. So don't wait until it feels perfect. So if you want to open an Etsy shop, go and open an account and start. But whichever one you choose, do something today if you can that is going to move you one step closer to making it happen. And I'm going to do mine right now. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to tell you how much my business support sessions cost, and I'm not going to be worried about what people think. If you choose to go for my new pick and mix package, where you basically pick and choose from a selection of the business topics that you need help with the most, there's like 9 in total, it'll cost you £300 for 3 90-minute sessions, £525 for 6 90-minute sessions, and £750 for 9 90-minute sessions. Like, the sessions are long. You're getting a quality amount of one-to-one business support. It's just me and you planning your world domination. Yeah. And you also get a video recording of our sessions, so you don't need to take notes. And you get a written action plan of what you need to do to smash the goals that we set you, so you're not left wondering what to do next and what your next steps are. There. Oh, said it. Need a glass of wine now. Hopefully you've not all switched off. And hopefully you have written yours down now as well, or you will do after listening to this episode. So to draw today's episode to a close and summarise what we've learned in the short time together, comfort is the biggest lie that you've been sold. Or at least it is when it comes to your business. Think about this. What would your business look like if you embraced discomfort every single day? What could be different? What might be possible? We have to stop waiting for the right time to act, because it doesn't exist. There will never ever be a moment when you feel 100% ready or comfortable, and that's okay. That is normal. You just got to shut your eyes and jump. It's a bit like when you're parking your car. There's only one space left in the car park and you need it, or you're going to be late for your appointment. But you're not sure if you're going to fit in that space because it's so tiny. I mean, maybe this is just me, but I literally take a deep breath and I park my car with like squinted eyes. I really do. Sometimes I make that noise too. Just goes a bit like, ee, and then I open my eyes and see that I'm in the space and I haven't hit the car. And I haven't hit the car either side of me, to my knowledge. And then I spend the rest of the evening scouring the local Facebook group where I live, looking for a post about that woman who scraped my car in Tesco car park and just buggered off. Hasn't happened yet, thankfully. But just do it. Worry about it later. And whatever you've decided to face that's making you feel uncomfortable right now and is stopping you from moving forward, tell me. Share your discomfort challenges in the comments of this episode. Tag me on social media at Her Handmade Hustle, or chat to me on Substack. If you're a paid subscriber, you can chat to me one-to-one on there. I want to know, and I want to support and encourage you. If you only remember one thing from this episode, let it be this. No one else is coming to give you the green light. The only validation you need is your own. So don't let comfort zones be the death of your business. Okay, final story about comfort. Yeah, I always like to finish on a funny note. If you know me and you've listened to my podcast before, you know that I like to leave you with a smile. Talking about comfort, I mentioned earlier that my 5-year-old daughter gets very comfortable and attached to things easily. And it's the perfect example here of how it can really stop you from doing anything. In our case, it's even getting out of the house most days. So the latest thing that she's formed an insane attachment to is a splinter. Yep, you heard me right. So a teacher comes out to meet me at the door the other day when I picked her up, and she tells her that Eden got a splinter playing in their new woodland area. Now, she knows Eden struggles a lot with sensory issues, and it's going to be very difficult for me to address the issue of this, this splinter. She basically said to me, good luck getting that out, which, I can't blame her. I wouldn't have tried if I were her. Anyway, I couldn't convince Eden to let me look at this splinter for at least 24 hours, let alone attempt to remove it. So the following day, worrying that she was going to get an infection and that would just be like a million times worse, I decided to employ my usual technique, which I always call on whenever I need her to do anything, and she's refusing to do it. And that is to personify the splinter. Like, literally give the splinter a voice and a name. I even got it a bloody matchbox to live in next to her bed once it was out. Yeah. Now, as soon as I put the voice on and pretended I was Splinty the Splinter, I said, I was really bored of being in a finger and it was dark and lonely in there and I needed to get out. Well, Eden's eyes lit right up. She literally grabbed a pair of tweezers and she began trying to rescue Splinty. And after about half an hour, we managed to get the half of the thing out, still working on the rest. And now it lives on a piece of cotton wool, snuggled inside its new house, the matchbox. Honestly, this is a true story. So Splinty and the matchbox come everywhere with us. And we don't leave the house without the comfort of knowing that he's in my handbag. Which, as you can imagine, takes forever when you can't find Splinty's bloody matchbox because she's carted it from one room to the next, with her. Won't leave her side. And then in the garden. So God only knows where it is. Anyway, I'm hoping that she's going to release Splinty back into the wild soon when she reunites him with the other half that's still being held hostage in a finger. But yes, a real life example there of how a comfort zone slows you down, if not stops you from doing exactly what it is you want or need to do. And in our case, it was the Tesco food shop. So that's all for today. I really hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please do send it to one other person that you think would like it, whether they are a small business owner or just someone struggling with a lack of confidence. And maybe they need a little push from someone who is looking out for them. Or maybe they are the mother of a young child who would absolutely love the Splinty story and totally relate to it. Don't forget, you can access more podcast episodes by becoming a paid subscriber on my Substack. It's just £6 a month and you'll get 2 extra podcast episodes a month, plus some additional content and articles to help you grow your small business. Thank you so much for listening today, and I'll see you again next week on the Her Handmade Hustle Unplugged podcast.